In this session, I'm going to talk about authentication, that how a user can authenticate through the firewall. So what happens here, if you see that there's a user, and if this user goes through the firewall, then they have to authenticate themselves in the captive portal. So this is how it shows. This is the page basically that they have to go through, and it clearly shows that the user has to enter their username as well as the password. Okay, so this is how you can configure your firewall in such a way that it throws a authentication page. So whatever the URL you try, but if the authentication or captive portal is enabled, in that case the FortiGate firewall will redirect automatically onto this page and user has to authenticate. So let's understand and let's talk about how to configure this captive portal and this authentication page. Before we begin, let's try to understand the lab, that how I have set up the connectivity. I have taken a FortiGate firewall here. It has a management IP of the 192.168.30.161. I will try to access the firewall using that IP. You do not have to concern for that. Here I have the internet connectivity set up here. Here also it is there, but it's not working. So I will use the internet connectivity, which is towards port 4. On port 2, I have connected my internal network. You can consider that is connected via a switch. 3 machines are connected. This is my Windows 7 PC. So how I will try to access the internet? This machine here, through the browser, my traffic will go to the switch, my browser, the firewall, and then it goes to the internet. Whenever it reaches to the firewall here, I have to enable the captive portal on the entry whenever the traffic enters through the firewall. So it will be enabled on the port 2. That is called as a admission control. So that I will configure here. And now whoever goes through this interface, they have to give the credentials. If they are permitted, they're allowed, then only they will go further, else they will be dropped. So now let's try to understand how configure our lab. So if I log into the firewall, FortiGate, okay, it's already there. So there is a no internet policy currently. Okay, so if I go to directly, if I on the browser, if I access the google.com, it doesn't work. Okay, you will see that it is saying that the site cannot be reached. And obviously it is the normal behavior of the firewall. So first of all, what I will do, I will create a firewall policy to show you that how the connectivity is working seamless. Okay, so I will say as a internet access, incoming traffic will be coming from the port 2. This is I'm selecting based on this information, like traffic is coming from port 2 going to port 4. That's what I'm doing here. So I will select port 2. Outgoing interface, name is server, but it is actually an internet. I think it is port 4 is the internet. Yeah, so this is an internet. Okay, so don't get confused with the interface, or let me to change it right now. Port 4, right? So I will modify port 4 so you do not get confused. So this is our internet. Okay, so I will change it to internet. Cool. And now I go once again to the firewall policy and create new internet access. Incoming traffic is from port 2, outgoing is from port 4. Source, as of now, I have created an object, I remember. No, I haven't. So I will take all. This is my test lab, so I will take all. Okay. Destination also I will take all services. that also, and I will try to log all the sessions and click OK. So this is a very simple policy. I have allowed everything through my firewall. This is not practical. We won't do in the production, but we have done it to show you that internet is working. Okay. So now if I try to access the internet here, it will work. You see that it started working. My google.com is available. But whenever I tried, it doesn't ask me to enter the credentials. It did not authenticate me that am I permitted to access the internet or go through the firewall or not. So now here we introduce a security. We call it as a captive portal configuration on the FortiGate firewall. So how will I do? I will enable the admission control or the security in the interface port 2. Right here in the port 2, I have to enable it. So I will go to the firewall network interfaces and I go on to the port 2 and edit it. This is here we have the security mode. So I enable this security mode. You see that directly it is showing as a drop down as a captive portal. So I go it. Two things are possible. Authentication, you can do a local authentication. Other way is you can use the external authentication. So external authentication means that your authentication can be done from any of the external servers. For example, LDAP, like Active Directory, or your Radius or TACACS, or any other authentication method. But here we are going to use local. Okay, it's easy to create. Otherwise, I have to do a lot of things. And other things like if you allow all, it means that you allow all from here, but you can still control through the policy that you like configure in the policy. You create that, okay, this user test user 1 is allowed, or XYZ user is allowed, or we can also call group over there, and then that will be allowed. So both are possible. If you here do allow all here, then you have uh, option to control the access through the policy. Other way, here itself you can restrict to the groups. So for example, I'm using right now restrict to the groups right now. I will use a group that is already created, that is a guest group. If you want, we can create new group as well. So let me create a new group. My captive guest group. Okay. And this is also onto the firewall, and members I have not added as of now. Okay. So this is just a group I have created. This is a group, and in that group I can add the members, the users I can add there. Okay. And exempt, if you want to exempt anyone, that okay, for example, if you are accessing the gmail.com, then please do not authenticate me. I can directly go to the gmail.com without authentication. So those URLs you can mention it here. Same is like, sorry, this is for the sources, this is for the destination. So the whatever Gmail example I took it, that goes here. But for example, you want to specify the source, like okay, for the any, you have a top shot guy in your organization and you want to directly go to the internet, not go through this authentication port captive portal, you can put it here. Next thing is redact after the captive portal. It means that original request or specify the URL. So what it is means that, for example, you accessed facebook.com. Firewall will automatically redirect you to the like captive portal. It will ask you to enter your credentials. You enter it. You were the genuine guy and you're successful. So now what is going to happen? Should I redirect you back what was your original request to the facebook.com? That's what it's talking about, the original request. Or you want to send that user to something somewhere else. For example, you can send them to your company page, right? Let's suppose your organization is fresh developer. So now you send that, okay, go to the fresh developer.online. Means you requested the facebook.com. It first sent you to the captive portal for the authentication, and once you have entered the correct credentials, then it sent you to the fresh developer.online. It's your choice, doesn't give a very good user experience, but you can do if like your organization wants to send you to you, you can do that one. We usually prefer like best user experience, original request. Whatever you requested, facebook.com, I redirected you to the captive portal, enter credential, your authentication is successful, go back, whatever you requested. That's like best way. So whatever you want, you can do it. Now I will also go with the original request because I like it much and I click it. Okay. Okay. If you remember that I added a group here that was my captive test group. So here I have to play with it now. So if I go to the users and authentication here and user definition and user group. So user groups, whatever I just created that you can see it here, my captive test group is there. Reference is one. It has like used in one place under the port 2, but there are no members here. Okay, so you see the members here in the first group, guest group, that guest and Pawan K are like part of that member, but here we do not have any members. So I will modify it and add some users. So there's one more user created as Anuj K that I will add here in that group. Clear? So you can add more users here, like create more users, and then you can add those into the group. That's how like you get the permission. So whatever the new members or new users wants to access, you keep on creating those users and keep on adding to the group. If there is a remote authentications user, for example, you are in Active Directory, so the users will be available in the Active Directory and you keep on adding it here in this group. Or if you are using dynamic groups or some other ways, automatic population, that's also possible. Ultimately, they should be part of a group. Either it is a local group onto the firewall or it is an Active Directory group in the AT. So now I'm happy here, and I will now my firewall policy in place, my admission control is placed. Yeah. So now I think whenever I request it, it will ask me to authenticate myself. So if I now refresh this page, google.com, okay, Google creates some problem. So I will go for the other page. Let's say cnn.com. You see that whenever I entered the cnn.com, what it did, it redirected me to the authentication page. It says that please authenticate yourself. If you do not authenticate, I will not allow you. So here I will enter the credentials. My user was Anuj K. Okay, that's what the part of that group that I created, my captive port, test group, something I created. And inside that group, I added a user and Anuj K. So it means that only Anuj K is allowed to access the internet, others are not. Okay, so now I will enter the password for Anuj K. And here we go. So now my authentication is successful. You can see that I can access the cnn.com. So it's like first authentication. It doesn't mean that every time it is going to ask you the credentials, right? So if I go to this now next page, google.com, now it says that, okay, it is opening. So this is like one time that it does. And later on, it is like, it authenticates itself automatically and doesn't create any problem. So if you have any question configuring this, you can write in the comment sections. I will get back to you with your queries. And I hope that you were happy with the cap portal configuration. How does that work? Let me know. And yeah, let me tell you that other thing that I have my website, this freshdeveloper.online. Here you can learn some other things as well. For example, cybersecurity, we have some drug things, FortiGate, Checkpoint, Palo Alto. These are the free courses. And I also run some of the live courses, these ones, so you can check whatever's availability, and you can take the courses according to your requirement. All right, so see you somewhere in the next session. Till that, bye bye.